Come in to our house of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing. We welcome the certain and the seeking, the long-timers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted, all of whom can find a home in our community, Troop Unitarian Universalist Church, where we go love the world from the heart of Pasadena. My name is Nicholas D'Augusto. My pronouns are he, him. We have been exploring the themes of risk and change this month. Today we consider them from a different angle. Rather than focus on the change we are hoping to achieve through risk, we will focus on the reasons something must change and the risk that comes with embarking upon the unknown. It is also my last service here as your intern minister. Oh, you did it right on cue. It was just perfect. Rumor has it that there will be a going away party after the service, and of course, all of you are invited, even if you've never set foot in Troop before. Gene, I'm pretty sure they got that dunk tank. So everybody, when we get up to greet our neighbors, warm up those shoulders. I'm giving you all a turn at the tank. After the service, if you're interested in learning more about Troop or becoming a member, which I think you should, our greeters will be in the back of the sanctuary, happy to answer your questions. Each one of us is a light in the world. The flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light.
Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. And as a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with a flame from our candles of prayer and healing. Do you remember the beginning, the first time, back when you didn't know what would happen? The excitement, the anticipation. When was the last time? When is the next one? We light a candle to honor the people and ancestors whose lands we now occupy. The land under and around Troop is the unceded land of the Gabrielino Tongva Band of Mission Indian people. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into dismantling systems of supremacies and oppressions. And we light a candle symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. And may their waters continue to nourish life in our communities. And we take a moment and hold all of this in silence. And as we continue to gather in together, our opening hymn is Let It Be a Dance, number 311 in the Gray Hymnal. And I invite you all to rise and sing out as body and spirit allow, and maybe dance a little bit with somebody in your pew. Let it be a dance.
Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let a dancing song be heard. Play the music, say the words, and fill the sky with sailing birds. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. Learn to follow, learn to lead. Feel the rhythm, feel the need. To reap the harvest, plant the seed. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Everybody turn and spin. Let your body learn to bend. And like a willow with the wind, it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. A child is born, the old must die. A time for joy, a time to cry. Take it as it passes by. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance.
Now dance with your nearest partner. Or also just say hello to someone you don't know.
Morning star comes out at night. Without the dark there is no light. If nothing's wrong, then nothing's right. Let it be a dance, let it be a dance, let it be a dance. Let the sunshine, let it rain. Share the laughter, bear the pain. And round we go again. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance.
The world has survived many ages and many scars. Given time, our earth will take care of herself and manifest new life. No, the world doesn't need our help in order for her to survive. The world needs our help in order for her to be able to help us. Please find in your order of worship our true promise to our planet. Read aloud if you are able as we pledge ourselves to our earth on behalf of humanity and all living beings. As members of the family of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. With hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect Earth's sacred and abundant gifts, we promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself. Ministry and internship really is a dance, and Nick and I have learned to dance with each other in the pulpit and in so many ways in our congregation. And just like the best song, just like the most amazing disco energy that you find yourself in, the music ends, the dance ends, and Nick's internship has come to its final worship service. How is this possible?
I do not know.
I don't know either. Your internship committee and I have a ritual of goodbye, farewell, release of your duties. Part of this at the end will include a litany of blessing from the congregation. But for now, Nick, I'm going to have you come and stand in the middle of the chancel, and I will call forward Nick's internship committee members, Cynthia, Lynn, Dre, Danny, and Dave. Nick, when you started your internship here at Troop, I told you that my greatest hope for you and for the congregation, more than anything else, is that you would learn to love this congregation, and the congregation in turn would love you. People, how did we do on this? Yeah, I think we completed that goal. Yeah. The best internships turn you inside out. They pull forth from you more than you thought you had. They ask you to take creative risks, and through your immersion in the life of the community, your pastoral voice, presence, and authority becomes fully developed. Nick, over the past 2 years, you cared for, tended to, and ministered with this congregation. And we could not even have anticipated everything we experienced together when you started that September 2 years ago. In these 2 years, Nick helped guide this congregation's response to the change in federal administration. Nick helped us have a loving and thoughtful response to the Eaton fire and the many people in our congregation who were impacted by that fire. And Nick, you also have been a steady pastoral presence with our Troop queer, binary, and trans community. You have been a trusted colleague to me. You have been someone that I could count on, someone I could laugh with, someone who has very high integrity, and a person who is willing to take on any ministry task, including getting on a ridiculously tall ladder up on this chancel and dusting away decades-old cobwebs up here on the chancel that Nick saw, could not unsee, and decided he needed to do something about it. Yeah.
I'm not sure it was legally the right choice.
That stopped being live streamed, right? You crafted and led meaningful worship. You offered pastoral care to congregants. You attended interfaith rallies and protests, and you led our incredible embracing, visioning workshops last fall and this spring. For Troop, being a teaching congregation means that we start this relationship with our intern minister with an agreement that we know one day we will say goodbye. And we do this with the knowledge that even as we experience this sad ending, we also know it opens up all sorts of joyful new beginnings for Nick and his ministry. And the intern committee will present Nick with a gift on behalf of our congregation.
No ministry happens alone or in a vacuum. Nick's intern committee accompanied him throughout his ministry here. His committee included Lynn Costello, Dre Helms, Danny Garcia, Dave Ryan, and me. We met together monthly to review learning goals and offer feedback. We discussed church life and personal life and the overlap between the two. We became a close-knit group, learning more about each other and deepening friendships through conversations. Thank you, Nick, for facilitating the spiritual deepening that happened among the intern committee members.
Nick, we have a gift for you from Troop. I think you can open it up, hold it up to show everybody. This stole was made especially for you. It includes the colors of the rainbow. The orange poppies and the green olive branches are a reminder of Troop's learning garden and our eco-spiritual liturgical year.
In our tradition, wearing a stole is a symbol of ordained ministry. Once you are ordained and can wear this regularly, we hope it reminds you of the relationships and connections you formed this year at Troop. And even though you are not ordained yet, we place it on your shoulders today as a way to tell you that we see you as a minister.
Nick, we affirm your ministry now with a congregational blessing. And to offer you this blessing, we're going to do it as an interconnected web. And we'll have our hands on each other's shoulders. And this will invite some of you to move if you feel able and ready to move today. And for those of you whose bodies are happy exactly where they are, you can participate in your location. Nick, I'm going to ask you to walk a little way down, maybe just right there at the beginning of the pews. And Andrea and Harkin, Nick's partner and child, I'm going to ask you to go to either side of Nick, if you would, and to place a hand on Nick's shoulder or elbow. And then intern committee, I'll invite you to go forward and to place a hand on the shoulder of Andrea, Nick, or Harkin. And then congregation, those of you who are able to move gently forward, I invite you to come and place a hand on the shoulder of someone who's near you. That could be Dre or Cynthia, Danny, Lynn, or Dave. It could even be Nick from the front. And then for those of you who are coming to place a hand on a congregant that's in front of you. And for those of you that are remaining in a pew, I just invite you to, if it's comfortable, to just reach out a hand toward Nick and the gathered community. And that's just a way that you are sharing your energy down here with this incredible group of people formed around Nick, a web of love and support and care and energy. I'll ask you all to just take a moment and hold in your heart and mind some aspect of Nick's ministry that you feel especially grateful for. And congregation, the blessing is a litany, and your response is go lift it up, love bless your way. And let's say that together. Go lift it up, love bless your way. Nick, you heard the call to ministry, and with courage, you answered it. Go lift it up, love bless your way. The path to ministry contains complex choices. The ministry you are choosing will require daily choices that will shape the life ahead of you. Go lift it up. Love bless your way. In ministry, all of your authentic self is expected to show up, and you have modeled that here, along with vulnerability, risk, humor, and courage. Saying goodbye is hard, yet there are new communities waiting to discover you and the many gifts you bring into our world. Go lift it up. Love bless your way. And as you continue to love the world in so many ways, may you experience beauty, share in joyful laughter, speak truth in love, be mindful of your deep connection to the people and places you call home. Go lift it up. Love bless your way. Nick, we see a minister in you. Go forth now and continue to bless our world. Go lift it up. Love bless your way. Amen. And as you move back into your pews, we'll sing together the hymn, Go Lift It Up. It's number 1057 in the Teal hymnal.
Go lift it up, love bless your way. Moonlight, starlight, guide your journey into peace and the brightness of day. Go lift it up, love bless your way. Moonlight, starlight, guide your journey into peace and the brightness of day.
And each week we lift up our children and bless them on their way into the Kids Dig In program. We sing a song for their recessional, and you'll find the lyrics in the order of worship.
For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. Blessed be.
Wisdom from our Unitarian Universalist tradition is from Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. She was one of the first African American women to be published in the United States, a poet, abolitionist, suffragist, teacher, and more. She was born in 1825 and held dual membership in Unitarian and African Methodist Episcopal churches in Philadelphia. Her poem, Songs for the People, calls out to us as if written for today. Let me make the songs for the people, songs for the old and young, songs to stir like a battle cry wherever they are sung. Not for the clashing of sabers, for carnage, nor of strife, but songs to thrill the hearts of men with more abundant life. Let me make the songs for the weary, amid life's fever and fret, till hearts shall relax their tension and careworn brows forget. Let me sing for little children before their footsteps stray, sweet anthems of love and duty to float o'er life's highway. I would sing for the poor and aged when shadows dim their sight of the bright and restful mansions where there shall be no night. Our world, so worn and weary, needs music pure and strong to hush the jangle and discords of sorrow, pain, and wrong. Music to soothe all sorrow till war and crime shall cease and the hearts of men grow tender. Girdle the world with peace.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too, the sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices voices three, singing together in harmony. Surrender to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it'll turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice, one people, one voice, a song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
Well, that was beautiful, and I'm overwhelmed. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stay on track with the script so that I don't go too off the rails, but I just want to tell you that this is really intricate and beautiful, and I don't know how it came to be, but it is very beautiful and an amazing gift, and first stole of my career, and now I'll go back to the script. For wisdom inspired by our Earth, this April I attended the LA Climate Week Summit at the invitation of our very own Sean Sweeney, who just sits there, and they're further back today. Sean, who was one of the leaders and hosts of the event. So by the way, if you want to get involved in LA climate work, there really is no better resource than Sean. So if anybody who doesn't know Sean by name, Sean, will you raise your hand one more time? Sean's in the back. Truly, it's amazing. And the connections are extraordinary, and really you can be connected to so many different interfaith resources and nonprofits across the entire city and county. To open the session, a representative from the Gabrielino Shoshone Nation spoke and led us in prayer. It was a beautiful and educational experience. I was not aware, I am almost ashamed to admit, that there was a different name that this tribal leader used for the lands of the Western Hemisphere, what we call the Americas. This name emerged from the Guna language of indigenous tribal peoples from the region of what we call Panama and Colombia. And this name has since been embraced by many, if not all, indigenous tribes of the Western Hemisphere as a unifying pre-colonial name for all of these Western continents from the north to the south. The name is Abayala. It translates as land in full maturity and land of vital blood. The things of this world have many names, not only in the many diverse languages of our modern day, but in the languages the world has lost, as well as the languages of people who are still becoming, names that have not yet come to be. Now I have another name for the lands in which I was born. That's a delightful feeling. It makes me see it anew, and also somehow more authentically. We live in a cultural moment in Abayala, where many people are not welcoming new names from people that are becoming. Mind you, here in this church, we are all becoming. We are all amidst transformation. This congregation has done such a wonderful job of loving each other amidst becoming. These years have been hard for people who speak different languages, for people rediscovering their authentic names. A person's new name is their abayala. A person's new pronoun is their abayala. A person's ethnic and cultural heritage is their abayala. We are all within abayala, and we are all seeking within us our most authentic selves. Inside Troop, our sacred home and space, please never stop challenging yourselves to honor each other's authentic names, especially in these harrowing times. We need to protect this home, a space where everyone can delight in having their authentic selves named and welcomed.
This church is our place of belonging, and we support it through our gifts of time and talent and treasure. And once a month, we share our offering plate with a local organization that's doing work far beyond what we can do alone. And today, we share our offering plate with the Orange County Red Cross. They are on the ground helping people who have been evacuated because of the toxic chemical leak in Garden Grove. Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Raina Hamry visited the Red Cross shelter yesterday, and this is what she shared with her colleagues about what she experienced. She wrote, "As I went into the shelter, families with small children were arriving, and people were lined up to be accepted and assigned cots. Large pallets and boxes of supplies were stacked up in the gym. A van for World Central Kitchen was parked out in the parking lot, and there were about 80 cots set up on one end of the gymnasium. They still have plenty of room for people to stay if they have cots and supplies for them. The Orange County Food Bank is located in the evacuation area, so a big source of food donations is likely being impacted." Raina says, "I spoke with the one very overworked Red Cross employee on site, and they said the best way Unitarian Universalists can help right now is to send financial donations to the Orange County Red Cross. And so that's exactly what we are going to do today. You can make a donation online. The ways to do that are in the order of worship. You may offer a gift right here in the room. A side note, if you intend that gift to count toward your pledge, Jessica and I ask that you do everything you can to make that possible. Put a sticker on it, a note, a big something to let us know you mean it toward pledge, or if you mean your gift to go directly to Orange County Red Cross. Just like we experienced with the Eaton fire a little over a year ago, it makes such a difference to impacted communities when folks like us are able to send financial support their way. Thank you so much for all of the many ways you support our Troop community life, and our morning offering will now be gratefully received.
the spring with plow and harrow, farmers worked in field and furrow. Now we harvest for tomorrow. Beauty adds to bounty's measure, giving freely for our pleasure, sights and sounds and sense to treasure. But earth's garden will not flourish if in greed we spoil and ravish that which we should prize and cherish.
In a spirit of gratitude, we lift up our thanks to those supporting our worship service today. Spencer, our live stream operator, Teresa, Estrella, Sean, who are our greeters and ushers. My son Harkin for lighting the chalice candles. Faith, who's watching my son right now, with the children's program. Tom, our coffee and conversation host. Local bakery I Declare for donating the delicious pastries that have brightened our social hall after the service. Malcolm on music, and for being just an extraordinary partner. Thank you for all of our time working together creating these services. And thank you to the choir, always so diligent and beautiful, and appreciate your presence. Jessica for administrative support, and Reverend Tara for guidance, care, and bountiful encouragement. As we pause in recognition for all the ways we support our troop community life, say with me the words of gratitude in your order of service. I'll pause for a moment so we can find it. The words of gratitude. With gratitude for the ministries of the church that hold us and embolden us to love the world, we bless our offering and the many gifts we share. Our centering hymn is Where Do We Come From? Number 1003 in the Teal hymnals.
Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going?
I love that one. This church is our church, but you can make it your own. I did in just 2 years. So this is like a little bit scripted in my mind, but basically, I just want to talk about how much I love this building and these grounds. I fell in love with this stained glass. You know, I was raised Roman Catholic, so I was raised in a lot of churches and cathedrals with that level of old money, right? The money and the time to, you know, at the time period to build these types of places. You know, this is a very special old church in the Universalist tradition, which is the slightly more humble tradition of the Unitarian Universalist side. The Unitarians had all that Boston money. And the benefactor, Troop, you know, this was named for him later, but it's the first Universalist parish of Pasadena. That's how we all do it in the Unitarian and Universalist traditions. Always just put first in front of it, then just claim it as the first Universalist one, and then if they build another one, it's the second Universalist one. And I'm not kidding, that is, if you go anywhere, that's what you'll notice. And it's the same thing with the Unitarians. And so you hold this special, there's a lot of history to this space. There's a lot of history that has all been unearthed and written in a number of different forms. And there's all this different space because this congregation was enormous. It was huge, and it was the only one. There's this room right back up here that I fell in love with. I started calling it the ministerial nest. I have to imagine it was the original minister's office. And they would get all dressed back here, and they'd have this whole area. There's like a closet and everything. They come down this really tight staircase. But, you know, so what did I do? I was like the whole first 4 months here, I was cleaning. I just found areas that hadn't been stepped foot in, and I just started cleaning things. And it was so fun. It was like, I was like just my own little playground. No one knew I was back here. I'm in the middle of 5 kids. I was always looking for a space where no one was. And I walk into this church, and Tara's like, I don't care where you go. Just don't burn it down. Oh, that's a bad joke. Sorry. Don't hurt it. And I go into that to say, like, I couldn't believe that this is ours. It's yours. We say it all the time, but it really is. It's, you know, there's this beautiful stained glass. I don't know how many people take the time to come up here and look back, but there's this circular stained glass, really ornate, and it's in reference to Troop's son who died in the Civil War. Troop's son, and it has his initials. And I think a lot about that I've thought a lot about that during these 2 years, during these years of the shift in administration, during what it's like to try to navigate our relationships between each other in this country and in this world right now. And I think about the man who built this church. His son died in the Civil War.